Can I please have the court's indulgence? I want to look at it a little bit, because it's not very legible.
Okay.
We took him to court on the 19th. Samisa Enkantolo in 19.
All right. My cross-examination was based mainly on the rights you said you explained to accused number 2 at Pretoria North. That's my main concern about the 48 hours as per case number 163/10 of 2018. That's where my questions are.
Sure, I know case number 163 of 10 of 2018. More Pretoria. Yes, I do agree.
Yes, that's the main case. I'm concerned that a 48 hours, if you charge Bongani Ntanzi with murder of KwaNongoma, he was not charged with that particular offense within 48 hours. Eventually, it lapsed.
Bongani Ntanzi kahobolaya mokesing ya KwaNongoma ila fita 48 hours social nemisha khoro
pelerisha sibono nelwa khorong re mochacha ka o mo opi bila ya court.
Well, before the accused is taken to the court, he is entered into the OP.
No, it's fine. It's fine. The way you can explain it, the bottom line is that accused number 2 was never brought before any court in KwaNongoma for the charge of murder. Do you agree?
Within before your court. It means impact court.
Well, I do agree with you, but then what I'm saying is that I had charged him on the OB, which then allows me to take him to court on the following day.
Okay. Still with case number 163, has accused number 2 ever appeared in KwaNongoma?
No, he did not.
According to your evidence in chief, correct me if I'm wrong, you said the matter is still pending.
On our side, the Ntanzi I suffer.
On our side, as far as Ntanzi is concerned, that case is not yet completed.
No,
I don't want to go deep into explanations merits why I say it is not finished. I think
I think the court gave us an indulgence to stand down that evidence relating to that murder case pending the production of the case docket.
Gore ile ya refana gore re be na kwana go kgona lebella ka taba e ge lo re sanjere metse case docket.
Ke nne tibile brigadier ke nda o tla le letša ka gore why ke re a iso fela.
Well, that is true, but then Brigadier Kinida will come and add to what I'm saying that the case is not yet finished.
But let me just give you this hint. According to the extract that I gave you, the person that appears on that, the details of the person appears as accused number 1 is the witness number 104 in the indictment.
So more all time as witness number 1 witness number 104
Let me clarify this aspect so that you understand fully when this docket is brought. The full names of the person that appears on that on that extract is Bekuku. Is Qinisela Bekuku Tindwa Butelis. Hence, the initials is QB.
Lina le mo Qinisela Bekuku Tindwa Butelis.
I go on age and I was a war unitary like a cold case. I should case or before dealer and fish.
I do not dispute that. But we work with cold cases, and we still go back to investigate them.
You can know why I'm on no mara. Says no, no worry. Rasa Nalamating, come for Ntanzi, oh, America, little Cassette, which you hold. It was in Jari.
Unfortunately, we can't delve much into that case because that might jeopardize our investigation.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Angeke sikwazi ukuthi ngicele ekuchazeni ukuthi indawo sithi leli cala leli lesaqhubeka ngoba phela thina amacala esibhekene nawo amacala asekuthule engasabonakali lutho olunyakazayo kona kodwa ke sisaqhubeka ngikwazi ukuthi ngichaze ukuthi yini indawo sithi sisaqhubeka ngaleli cala kodwa ke okukhona ke nje ukuthi uma ngathi ngiveza okuthize sizobe sesibeka icala engcupheni ngoba kusenophenyo oluqhubekayo.
Thank you, but I want to put across to you that as per the instruction that the accused person who was arrested, hence this docket when it comes, it will confirm that the one that was arrested with this Qinisela Butelis was Thabani Ngwenya in a murder case.
But yeah, so doing okay, Qinisela Butelis nearly Thabani Ngwenya aswarelo agobolang.
I guess I felt like bigger and Ngase then I would tell I got when I will let I look it. But I saw that Mara come citing Ngase in your mom was wearing I'm
unable to reveal who was arrested when because the matter is still under investigation. But you, I can see you are trying to reveal some things, but I, from my side, am not going to reveal anything.
I'm in a trial, sir. I need to clarify every piece of evidence before this honorable court. The instruction further is that both Qinisela Butelis and Themba Ngwenya were arrested and charged for murder. Upon approaching, at the time when they approached Qinisela Butelis to arrest him for murder case. That's when he was found in possession of this firearm. Hence, he was sentenced to 15 years.
But when I was not aware, the Penicilla, which it is, the one way, I was so this room over. And a rare at those other Obolaya, Gimobile Mamucha, another situation, Moile Mamucha, Mumaka, Edis, Rumedemita.
I check the case Charlie Naranch. Dealing crime intelligence background to Amora. Yani, Kawo Bolela, Mara Kisara Nagar and Ngase Buleli see Logayona.
Like I said, our cases involve a lot of crime intelligence. I hear what you're saying, but I still insist that I cannot say much about it right now.
Thank you. That's why.
Wumawuti, Funa and Otoge, a Gunsonige. Amatala see what it in Amatala Afar Parati, the crime intelligence. But I'm going to food I'm getting hours of face of tears. I'm going to icala.
Thank you. We'll move on. Let's just stand it down until the docket is brought in. Let's move into the same exhibit, MM, on page, I think on the same page. I beg your pardon, on page 3. On page 3 of exhibit MM.
Serial number?
Serial number is 498. If I'm not mistaken. No. 494.
494. Yes, 494.
Do you see that?
I found 494.
The date is the 17th of June 2020. Do you see that?
Yes.
That is correct.
1655 time. Do you see that?
Yes.
I want to get 1655.
Yes.
That is correct.
The reason for booking out the suspect was for investigations. Do you see that?
Yeah,
yes, I can see that.
That's when you had a discussion with accused number 2 in a boardroom.
I do agree.
All right, let me establish how many were you in the boardroom when you interviewed accused number 2?
Sergeant Mokola, Sergeant Mapena.
It was me, Sergeant Mukula, and Sergeant Mapena. We're going to mean Sergeant Mukula and Sergeant Mapena.
Was the interview relating to case number 163 of 10/2020?
Case number 163 of 10 of 2018. No, it was not the only one. It was only all the cases that he was involved in that we were discussing.
All right, including the murder case of Senzo
Meyiwa. That is correct.
My instruction is that accused number 2, when he was summoned to the boardroom, there were a lot of police officers, even females.
Well, most again, Sergeant Mamrut Mohola, Lemapen.
I don't know which many police he is referring to, because it's usually me, Sergeant Mamrut Mohola, and Sergeant Mapen.
And the Gabakala, sensitivity ba di case ya rena a re nyake gore go be le batho ba bantši ka gore a re nyake gore go be le information e tswago e sa tsebe gore e tswa kae.
Because of the sensitivity of our cases, we also allow to having many people because we want to contain the leaking of information, because if there are too many people, we wouldn't know where the leakage is. Boy, Mintina Sovata to Buma, Sergeant Mamhola, Mamruti Mohola, Numapena, Pay. See, I stand with you in Abandabaning, over myself in Abandabaning, Genza, Gutige, Ubege, Nabakipi in Daba, my Gangas Wuti is in Dabas Pumeova.
Sorry, Mr. Ngomezula, how many is your client saying?
May I confirm?
Yes, because it's just in the air.
Yes. Thank you, my Lord, for your indulgence. May I place it on record, say that the people that were in the boardroom were Brigadier Kininda, Sergeant Mohola, yourself, one Bongani from intelligence, another male person with the court gave us with braces, and Mabene. The police officers were outside the boardroom.
Nakunali Brigadier Kininda, Sergeant Mohola, Loana, Bongani Ochango Intelligence, Lemon Naumon, Obazen the Chippy Momenon, Lima Bena, Mapolisha Abale Kunde.
And my instructions further is that it was an interview relating to the death of Senzo Meyiwa. That's when Brigadier Kininda instructed accused number 2 to strip off his clothes so that they can confirm if he had tattoos.
Mowe never hopefully logam lehula no Senzo Meyiwa and a come over Brigadier Kininda iling I would tell to Fachor Buledi Aparoja Horahana or one or another tattoos the Gamumidi.
Ya wasu agarma polisa ga mo ito wala ma polisa ko kam ga wala ma polisa la khalo jo ma polisa ke na ga mo.
I want to get a clarity on these police that are said to have been outside, which police it was.
Okay, I'll get into that, but I'm concerned now about the number of people that were inside. Even Brigadier Kininda took the photos of accused number 2. Those officers he is referring to are the police officers of Pretoria North.
Mapuche na go Pretoria North. Maragola Baba Tubani America had more Brigadier Kininda Island idea happened this one.
Ya nan tan sa bula le ni Brigadier Kininda owasi go hausu and awona Brigadier agasumchi dine pa mo apula ke police ale re tseba molao e wa khona ga.
Well, I'd like to reiterate that Brigadier Kininda was not there. And I also want to say that Brigadier Kininda is a seasoned policeman. He wouldn't take his clothes off and take pictures of him.
Okay.
Brigadier Kininda was saying, "Now I am going to call up a foot in front of the so to Brigadier Kininda, say, we put asylum Kajubo. elingeke la umsolo elakhumula umsolo lesibesele imthathe ithoma.
Okay. What is of pivotal importance here is that at the boardroom, accused number 2 denied having been involved in the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. This is the second time he denied.
Ibelela bobedi la tufatshwa mo boardroom eo a gana gore wa amega mo tabeng ya polao ya Senzo Meyiwa.
Ke nnete o ganne.
That is correct. He did deny. Yeah, go up here.
Same day, on the same day, which is MM4 in page 4,
Serial number.
serial number 498.
Yeah, get one.
Yes.
I can see it.
I beg your pardon, my lord. He was booked out at 1655 in page 3 and
1655 on page 3.
booked in 1955, time 1955.
Busho Africa 1955. Yes, I do agree.
And the time between these two, the hours between these two times is 3 hours full.
3 hours?
3 hours full.
Mo nako ya go tloga ka nako e ba mo ntšha ba mo seja e lebile hours tše tharo tše fendetše.
When you booked him back to Pretoria North,
Go lo mo šetša go Pretoria North.
you took 3 hours.
Mo
Full.
tšere hours tše tharo. I do agree.
Yes. What were you doing in 3 hours?
O be di anga 3 hours.
Re le motšha dipotšišo mabapi le di-case tše especially yona ya Meyiwa.
We're asking him questions about cases, but especially about this very same case of Senzo Meyiwa.
Yes. You booked him back. Then, as per MM in page 5, on the 18th of June 2020, at 5:08 in the morning. Do you see that? It's 520.
Yes.
Serial number 520.
Yes, I can see it.
You booked him out again.
Lela mo tšha gape ka di 18 tša June. That
For
is correct.
investigations.
Le mo tšhetša go lo di a dinyakišetšo.
You see that?
Wa bona?
Okay, well.
I can see it. Ya
Then-
bona some kipa lelo la yo khutja ngwa pen.
That's when you say you took accused number 2 to his workplace.
Ke mo le reng di tše mlatofatšwa kwa a šomang gona.
Ka mokgwa e ke a dumela bjale nka ba go boditše na gore la le ene di-houra tše tharo tše rolang ka tšona o ile a fetša dume tšone o tla re iša mmerekong ka re botšiša ne o le kae ka tšatši le sentse me wa tlhokofala a re wa le mmereko ra re no ka mokgwa a o re iše re kgontiša gore ka nnete o le mošomong na.
When we were discussing with him in the boardroom, he did accept that he did say that he was on duty on that specific day of the death of Meyiwa. And then we then had to ask him to take us to work, and then he agreed because we wanted to go and verify that indeed he was at work on that particular day. Yebo ngesikhathi sisebhodroom waveza ukuthi wayesemsebenzini ngaleli langa lo kaMeyiwa sasicela ukuthi angasihambisa ukuthi siyele la ethi senza ukuthi siyothola isiqiniseko sokuthi ngempela wayesemsebenzini ngalelo langa.
Okay. You will further agree with me that the date in which Senzo was killed, the 26th of October 2014, up to the date in which accused number 2 was arrested, is a period of 6 years. Do you agree?
O dumelana nna hore o tloa ka tšatši la go bolawa la polaya Senzo Meyiwa ka di 26 tša October 2014 o fitlhela a tlo swara molatofatšwa bobedi e be le mengwaga e 6.
Do you agree?
Wa dumela? Yes, I do agree.
So
Yebo.
if you pose that question from accused number 2 as to where was he after such a period of 6 years has passed, gone, were you expecting a vivid answer from accused number 2?
Ene ge o tlo shamla du fatoro gole ka ga tšatši leo ka mora mengwage e 6 o nagana gore go tlo ba le karabo e kwagalang.
nna tshwantse go boditse pele gore re le re mmotšiša la mathom o tsebile gore Senzo Meyiwa o tlhokofetšeneng
No,
re bone le tabe o ba tshwantse a e gopole.
no, you were supposed to remember because when we asked him, for the very first time, he did know when Senzo Meyiwa passed away. Yeah,
e be
why-
gore tabeng o tshwanetse go e tseba.
No, because it was in the news, he was bound to know it. Yeah, which sathi masimbuza ukuqala wavele wazi ukuthi washona nini Senzo Meyiwa ngoba vele esedabeni.
If I may to ask you, you as a witness, you as Sergeant Mokhani, sorry, I beg your pardon, my lord, as to where were you on the 24th of October 2014, what would be your answer? Now, if I'm asking you now, where were you?
Henga utshisha wena Sergeant Mokhani gore o bole kae ka di 26 tša October 2018 o ka 2014 o ka raba gore o boye kae?
tshwanetse go gopole pele.
No, I'll have to remember. Hayi ngumbuzo njalo ngafanele ngiyocabanga kuqala.
That is why re tšere di-hour tše tharo gore a gopole sa mojakela.
No, we didn't hurry him up. That's why we took 3 hours to allow him to recall. Yebo, sasizama ukuthi akabe nesikhathi sokuthi aza akwazi ukukhumbula.
Thank you. But let me just put it straight to you. Do not justify that answer. The fact is, when I ask you, within a period of 3 hours, you never specify as to what kind of investigation was undergoing and what kind of questions were asked. It's only now when I'm asking you, you personally as a witness, where were you on the 26th of October? You now want time to recall or to think back as to where were you?
Can you please repeat and
May I
give me
rephrase?
small sentences?
Yes.
It's too long.
Let me say, by so giving this answer that you wanted to give him time, that's why you spent 3 hours.
Ka gore o re o be o nyaka le mo nyaka go mo fa nako e lekaneng ya di tharo.
You're trying to justify
O bo nyaka go tlisa karabo ya go tlhalosa gore ke ka baka la eng.
because it never came from you
Ka gore be sa tšoma wena.
that within the period of 3 hours, these are the questions or things that you've been asking. The only thing you said,
Gore mo a wa tlhalosa gore ka di awara tše tharo tše le botšiša potšišo tše di and se o ileng wa se bolela ke gore
you were asking him about cases that he is linked with.
le ne le mmošiša ka dikgetsi tše le bonang wa amega mo tšona.
But I'll leave that for argument. Let's move on.
A re tšwele pele.
You took him out 8:05 in the morning. You brought him back. As per serial number 532.
O mo išitše ka 8:05 goseng and then la mmoša ka mo go ngwadeng mo serial number 532.
On the 18th of June
E be e sa tšere di 18 tša June
2020.
ka 2020.
Then you brought him back on the 19th of June 2020. At what time?
La musha gadi 19 June 2020.
At 25 to 3, early hours.
La musha gadi 25 to 3. Lele say.
Do you agree?
Wa dumelana lina.
Hey, head me.
Yes, I do agree.
So-
So,
2:30, I beg your pardon. I wrote 35 instead of 30. It's 2:30,
yeah, Lila Musha first two.
early hours in the morning.
Lele say, come out.
If I calculate these hours spent with accused number 2, it gives me plus or minus 17 hours.
The hours that she la valimla to faja, the hours 17.
Do you dispute that?
I do not dispute that.
And-
You big law.
During these ungodly hours, what were you doing with accused number 2 for these 18 hours?
Monaco it's a very dear in the to faja. 17 hours.
Kare shetse a tlhalositse gore ke montshitse gore merile a re o tla dumela odisha kwa ga shumo wa mining.
Like I have explained that he had agreed that he's going to take us to his workplace at the mine.
Re ile gona
We went there. Saya khona lapho emine njengoba esevumile ukuthi uzosisa emine.
ra kopana le Brigadier Kininda le mine all the human resource manager or
And
your
we
statement
met-
gona kwa.
We met with Brigadier Kininda, also with the mine management, where we got a statement over there.
Go sala sa molato la ba se go merkong.
The statement denied that he was at work on that particular day. Yebo safika no Brigadier Kininda lapho sahlangana manager ezaletha isiqiniseko sokuthi ngempela wayengekho emsebenzini ngalelo langa.
Re fetsa ra tswela pele ka investigation tsa rena tse re be sa mi molato.
And then when we finished there, we went ahead with our investigation, which did not have anything to do with this particular accused. Sakubeka ne no phenyo ke olwalungamthinti umsolo.
All right. Let me just unpack this. From the time you booked him out, when did Brigadier Kininda arrive at Carltonville, where accused number 2?
Uchamla tufatswa Brigadier Kininda ila fitla na bomangu Carltonville.
Aksa opola mara nele I think Masalo Manjiwa aksa opola le na goma.
I don't remember what time, whether it was during the day or it was in the evening, but I do not exactly recall the time.
All right.
Ngisasukhumbula isikhathi noma ukusesemini noma kusebusuku.
Was Brigadier Kininda also present with Sergeant Mkhale at the time you were sourcing the information about the whereabouts of accused number 2? Was he also present?
Brigadier Kininda le certain wakala. Na shantse ba le gona really tlonyeka go tseba gore mlatofatswa aka le ka mo kwetsa kae.
Re bolela ka la gore le boardroom.
No. I'm talking about the 18th, sir,
I'm talking about
about-
the 18th.
where you wanted to confirm the whereabouts of accused at the workplace.
No, really nyako kwetsa tseba gore mlatofatswa wa ka le kae wa le mshumong kapa o se mshumong.
Brigadier Kininda o tlile ka morago ka re tshetse re be re memetse gating o tlile a joina ba re Sergeant Mogolo.
Sergeant Brigadier Kininda came afterwards and he met us at the gate where I was with Sergeant Mogolo.
All right. Now Brigadier Kininda and Sergeant Mkhula left after you had a discussion after you informed him as to the records of the employment. He left.
So Brigadier Kininda wala sepela amraud motore ba kumshumong ba re.
No. E boletsa o le la botse. Kritsene le yena Brigadier Kininda ka mogala ka mine.
No, where we actually went into the mine together with Brigadier Kininda.
Re feditse
Yebo sangena na Brigadier Kininda mine.
re feditse ka dinyakiso tsa rena.
When we had finished with our investigations, we started to open
Gadi ginda usipitele mamfundisi na mabenara chiachileng.
Brigadier Kininda left with Mamfundisi and I with Mabena left on our own.
Yes. In other words, you were then satisfied, before Kininda left, you were then satisfied as to where was accused number 2 on the 26th of October.
So the letter was so far for the as we are not for sure guy that to do bubble and that on a period such an Kininda at OCB.
Awa rikhoto fecha ga re re statement sa go confirm ore o bele ka machacho ga mo.
Yes, we were satisfied because we even got a statement that told us where he was on all those days. He was only the such on the statement as I would try
O fecha wa se go mshubo.
And then to the effect that he was not at work. Yeah, because we try and get him services.
All right. I'll get into the outcome thereof. But what I just want to establish is whether, what time did Brigadier Kininda leave? Was it in the afternoon, at night, in the evening?
Brigadier Kininda ula siplana kumanga bele musarare bushoko ibergana kuma.
Ai bi kadi kama nchibuana ga re be tshetse banyego le go chaisha kwa officer jo tswale.
It was in the afternoon because at the mine they also were at the time where they wanted to knock off.
Okay.
Also to the wood bashayise na semine bese funu kushayisa so kuyacaca ukuthi kwaku indamba.
So where was accused number 2 taken to before he was booked in at 2:30? Where was he taken to?
The lela ya ka le yena pele re tlo mo bushetsa kwa Boardroom.
E go pala botse se page around I think Albert Hendra investigation site Eastern the Laksa Polonia Retamari.
Well, I don't remember where we exactly went, but I remember we touched Alberton and went to East, somewhere in Eastern, continuing with our investigations together with him.
All right, I understand.
Angisakhumbula ukuthi kuse saya phika hle loda engikhumulayo nje ukuthi saya Alberton sadlula ke sayofika nase Eastern siqhubeka ngophenyo lwethu.
All right. So now you book him back at 2:30.
Manje ke nase labala mushetsa mrawo ka 2:30. That is correct. Yebo kunjalo simbuyisela emsebenzini ngo 2:30.
Since accused number 2 was booked out, beside the bookings in and out of the 17th and the 16th, particularly the book out from 8 o'clock up to 2:30 in the morning, did he eat anything?
Otoha lemoncha ka 8:05 hoseng ka di 8 yang go tla o fitlela a tlo bua gape hoseng ka 2:30 le le la mfa tšao ya ka gano.
O bolela nnete a no bolela nnete gore se ne re sija ne re ja le ena se re nwang ne re nwa le ena ka se motlogela bala ke tla la sona maphodisa a mabe.
No, we are not cruel policemen. Whatever we had for as food, we shared with him. And whatever we drank with him. He mustn't paint us as bad policemen.
We let him much our Ntanzi unyagoja which brand. I had a KFC, Ramrake Lawaja.
We also asked him which brand he preferred, and we would make his choice and would buy it for him so that we could eat. I thought, see to my seat, and I also pose na. Futi sasimbuzo uti yi na aitanda ashu tutanda ne bese kuthenga kona ke lokho ebese kuyadlika.
If that question was not asked, it would not have been brought before the attention of this court. And now I can, as I've taken the instruction, accused number 2 told me that he did not eat anything as from the day he was arrested on the 16th.
No,
wait, before you answer. This court listened to evidence about him being fed by this particular witness. I don't know if you were in court.
Which one?
I say I had evidence to the effect in chief when he was testifying that he actually was the one who shared his food with accused number 2. Am I quoting correctly, sir?
Oh, can it, my lord?
That is correct.
When I was
my lord.
listening.
My lord,
No.
it might have slipped my mind, but
Yeah, fine.
the person that I remember talking about sharing food was accused number 1 with
Ask
Buthelezi.
him. Maybe I'm wrong then. Ask him whether it's number 2 or number 1. Sir, were you referring to accused number 1 or number 2? Yeah.
Today I'm speaking about the second accused number 2.
My lord,
Okay, let's
I don't
continue.
doubt what the court is, but I'll verify.
Yeah, it's not.
Thank you. Let's move now to after 2:30.
Aro lebella camera first two.
We go to page 8.